Hey, what's up guys? This is Bobo Jones, and I want to say this was my third session on the track of the day, and it came directly after they gave us a really good lesson about body positioning on the bike. So they actually put a S1000XR on a stand in the kind of rec area behind me, and you were able to sit on it. He had everybody sit on it in their suits and practice shifting your body positioning on the bike for the turns. Streets of Willow, which is this track, is a very technical track, and so that was really helpful. And so this session, I'm actually really practicing that, but I'm also following this guy in front of me. He was one of the trainers there. And so he's super nice guy named Daniel, and you saw he gave me the thumbs up like you good to go. And so the idea here was that he would show me the lines so that I would take the correct lines. Again, one of the things I kept doing incorrectly the whole day is I would get too excited about the turns coming up and I would turn in too soon. And you really want to hug the outside of the turn for a while before you turn in, but I just couldn't do that. I couldn't get it in my head to do it. So you see how he stays wide for a while, but I turned in way sooner. So it was just kind of a reoccurring theme for me all day. But I do take that turn really well one time this session, one or two times this session, and so I was really happy about that. But yeah, so here I was really practicing that body positioning. I think I just said this, but this track's very technical, so it's just a lot of left to right, and he was explaining on these really like left to right, not super fast, like technical turns, you're basically never just sitting on the bike. You're basically always shifting to one side, and it's really important. I encourage all you guys, before you do your first track day, to go online and kind of like find the YouTube version of what I got in that class, and really like practice your body positioning, because it's extremely important that you move your body. You know, you want to have about, when you're leaning over like this, you want to have about half your ass cheek on the seat. So in that case, half of my left ass cheek would be on the right side of the seat because I'm leaning over the right side of the bike. And you don't want to use your arms at all when you're doing that, right? So it's all part of that, keeping your hands loose. It all kind of works together, because you want to have your hands really loose so that you are using purely your core and your legs to move from side to side on that seat. And you're not dragging your ass either. You're actually lifting your ass about an inch off the bike and moving it from side to side, but solely with your legs and your core. So I was really working on that here. So these first couple laps, I'm just really trying it out and going very slowly, because obviously when you're thinking about that, it gets very distracting. Another piece of like kind of just housekeeping that I forgot to mention last video about the tires is the tires were really good, as I mentioned. My first, I want to say just my first run, the one that I posted on Sunday, I was actually running like totally factory tire pressure. So I was running 41 front and 36 rear on my Rosso 2s. You've got to bring your pressure down. Even if you're new on the track like me and you're not fucking, you know, killing it, you got to bring your pressure down to, you know, maximum 32, 32. Some people run 30, 32. Or 32, 30, you know, front, back. It all depends. But 32, 32, you're going to be fine if you're riding like me. It doesn't actually matter. But make sure you do that, because just mentally it'll help you, but it also really does make a larger contact patch, obviously, because the tire's squishing more. So yeah, he's going slow. This guy, the guy helping me, Daniel, is probably like thinking about what he's going to eat for dinner, and like, you know, this is probably so boring for him. I kept asking him, like, am I keeping you from having your sessions? Because, like, I don't want to keep you from having your sessions to help me. He's like, no, I'm here to help. He was, like, the all-time nicest guy. So if you can somehow go to a session where they have these guys that you can follow as much as you want. I could have followed him every single session if I wanted to. There was 2 in each session, and it's just so nice to even go slowly like this and really learn your lines. Although you are going to see your first glimpse, well no, I'm sure he's come out before, but your first track day glimpse of Dickhead Bobo Jones, because as you can see, we caught up to some guys who were actually slower than me somehow. And so I think it's after this lap, I get a little frustrated and I keep getting confused. So right here, you see, we went on the continuation, but there's a fork to the left that's the exit the track, and I kept getting those confused. And I wanted to exit the track soon, you'll see, and I exited through the take the turn, and I'll get yelled at, which you'll see. And I make something up about why I exited because I was embarrassed. Anyway, so yeah, following him, doing my lines. The other person in the weird thing here is that the other person here with the fluorescent vest on is another leader person. They seem to have a KTM 390 for people to just kind of try out. And it was really weird because that person was going, that turn I took it really well, by the way. So that was the time where I took that turn. Probably the best the whole day. Even though it wasn't super fast, my line was really nice there, and I didn't come too super close to the edge. Not that that matters that much, but so yeah, the person in the fluorescent vest is riding this KTM 390 that everybody was taking a turn on, which is like the best bike for this track, because these technical side-to-side tracks, you know, 1000, this XR is definitely not is not that great. Although it is a great track for learning, even though it's bumpy as fuck and scary. It is a really good track because you're never going like, except on the straightaways, you're hitting like 1 or 110, but you're never like, in these turns I'm going like 60 max. What am I going here? Yeah, not even. So, you know, it's not like you're never going like 160 on a long straightaway and then breaking down to 20 or anything like that. That turn there is super fun. You'll see later in this video. I actually like hit my toe and it like freaks me out a little bit, and then you'll see in the next video when I actually kind of fuck up, you'll see it's because I hit my toe and it really scares the shit out of me. So to be seen. So I don't know if this is where I exit illegally, but at some point I do. No, I do one more lap here. But yeah, I started getting annoyed by having people in front of me, even though the guy was helping me. I just like, I really hate having groups of bike. I mean, maybe you're like, well, you're on the fucking track, Dan, but I really hate having groups of bikes in front of me. It's just like, I'd rather get away from them. But yeah, everything was great here. Everything worked out. Again, just working on, you see me like adjust in mid-turn of trying to, and see, he watches me and gives me the thumbs up if he sees that I ended in a good line. I was just really trying to focus on my body positioning, and you'll see my head turn because I catch myself not looking through the turns, which is so important in the track. And one of the reasons, you know, you never look back is because you know, you just want to always be focusing and finding your apexes and your turns and always looking through your turns. So you'll see on a lot of these turns, you'll see my head suddenly shift, like I'm kind of looking forward, and then I'm like, oh no, wait, I'm supposed to look through my turn. You just have to, just a thing that you have to learn to trust yourself. Like, you have to believe that the road immediately in front of you isn't going to suddenly, like, you know, turn into ice or, you know, fall into the ground, or like demons are going to come out of it, and really just fully look through. And that was that. And I think I was doing it right. I think I wasn't using my arms too much when I was shifting my body around, and gave me the thumbs up again. And because the next day my legs were actually sore, so I figure that's a really good sign. So again, I encourage, well, that guy's killing it. I encourage all of you guys to look up those videos, and then if you have really good stands, like bike stands for your motorcycle, just sit on it, watch the video. If you can set up your kind of laptop in your garage, watch the video of the guy going back and forth and back and forth, and just practice keeping your hands loose but shifting your body using just your core and your legs back and forth, and you'll see it's actually quite hard, especially, you know, sitting on a still bike is one thing, but especially when you're on a moving bike at 60 miles an hour, you know, and there's centrifugal force. So here, I exit here illegally because I don't want to be around people anymore. And I get my ass yelled at real bad. So we'll watch that because I have no shame. But I meant to exit the right way, but then, yeah, you know. Here we go. This lady was like the nicest person ever, by the way. She was super nice, checking on us all day. So she was right. I fucked up because right here, basically, if somebody crashes, and I'm just there like being a dumbass, then I'm fucked. So here I was feeling pretty good and cocky, and being a little bit of dickhead Bobo Jones. And so I exited because I didn't want to be near all those guys, and I wanted to try to push it a little bit more. And so the guy I was following was probably like, oh, where'd he go? But he was also probably like, okay, good, now I can actually ride the track properly instead of leading this slow-ass mofo around. So I'm pushing it a little bit here. Again, turn into this way too early. Up and go wide. So didn't take that as well, but again, I'm trying to increase my speed and really kind of trying to take everything I learned and kind of put it all together into a couple good runs, which I think I did here. I think my lines were okay for the most part besides that one turn. But yeah, this one, pretty good. So the trick here is that, so when I go, you're going to go on the outside, but then you need to get back into the left side so that you can go wide on the next turn, right? Because you don't want to be stuck on the inside of the next turn, because then you're going to go wide on that turn. So the trick is really that you go wide, then you come on the inside like this, and then you take this one from the outside of the right-hand turn. Is this where I scrape my foot? Let's see. No. And yeah, that's it. I think I do a couple more of these laps. I don't really have anything too interesting to say. But yeah, I was feeling very, very, very good this session. I felt a lot better. And so I'm telling you, if you guys if you do all the things that it took me to do from like my first 3 sessions, and you come to the track having done those and thought about them, you'll be in so much of a better position than me. If you take the air out of your tires, if you get your tires right, if you think about body positioning beforehand, think about looking through the turns beforehand, ask somebody who's a little bit better than you what gears you're in. All these things together will just put you in a really good position, and just have no ego on the track. I mean, even this day, there was times, on my first session where like guys who I knew were not advanced riders because I saw them ride, were like, doing the practice lap with like one hand on their waist, and it's always like the newbie guys who don't know shit who do that kind of thing. But just like, don't be that guy. Be there ready to learn. Don't have any ego about it, because when you have an ego and you're like, oh, I'm not going as fast as I should, blah, 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 when you actually don't know what the fuck you're doing, that's when you're definitely going to get fucked up. So go in with no ego. Go in as the student trying to learn, and you'll be so much better off. And yeah, just follow those things and do some practice before you get there. Get a really safe suit, and you should be good to go. And you'll see on your first day, man, you'll progress. Is this where I hit my toe? No, I guess not. You'll progress so much better if you just come in just even thinking about those things, even if you don't practice, if you just have them in the back of your mind. Gears are particularly important, because it's okay to be high revving your bike the whole time, right? It's okay to be second gear in everything but the straightaways on a track like this, because it doesn't really matter. My engine never got like super ultra hot here. It was just normal temperature, even though I'm, around like 6,000 to 8,000 for most of the track. So you don't have to worry about stuff like that, especially if you're on a leader bike, right? Because the fucking second gear, you can almost go like, what do you go, 90 or 100 in second gear on this bike. So it's just nothing. Let's see, what do we hit? I switched to third way too fast. No, I guess you go 100 in third gear. But you get the idea. So here, I don't know if that's my last lap, but I decided I'm going to push it a little bit more. Again, I'm feeling good. The bike is really grooving, and as you can see, it's just so much better than my first session. Again, take that too soon, go wide there. But yeah, I'm feeling much more confident. In these mid sections between turns, I slow down way too much. There's no reason for me to. I should be keeping up momentum between them. Like I should never come on. I should be going on the gas, if anything, there. But it's just like a thinking thing. It's like you have to get to the point on these tracks where you're not constantly, I'm thinking about my body positioning, I'm thinking about my braking, I'm thinking about my speed, I'm thinking about looking through the turns, and maybe I'm thinking about my tires a little bit and trying to get a feel for how everything is, and so it's just very hard to do all of that and go fast. But yeah, that turn is super fun because it's like on an angle and you can really just kill it on that turn. Ooh, I get some good speeds here, 105. And so just on that note, I don't think I really talked about how good the XR was on track. Again, I had it on dynamic ECU. I had it on dynamic Pro. No, I had it on dynamic on the ECU. Here I think I was still riding in road mode though. But I had my electronic, suspension, definitely on dynamic mode, not road. And then I did me plus luggage. So, and the bike was so friggin' rock solid on this track, I could not believe it. This is a pure just sports bike. I mean, it just does not move in those turns when you turn that suspension up, when you tighten up that suspension. It's just ridiculous. Okay, my lovely wife had lunch ready for me. And yeah, that was it. And then this guy over here on my left, these two guys were super nice and helping me out all day. That guy has the red XR, and he was so friggin' nice. I think his name was Joe. I gotta find him on the, but they were just the coolest guys ever. They were helping me. They were like, don't worry about your tires, man. He was telling me what gear to be in. He was telling me what settings to have on my bike, what tire settings. And if you guys can find somebody like that, as well as somebody to show you the lines, you'll be in really good shape. And here we had, I was like, get this shit off of me. Once you start getting hot, man, you're like, fuck, get this gear off of me. But anyway, I'm like talking about random shit, but that's it, guys. So I hope that helped. I know I ramble a little bit, but just figure I should talk over these and not just have blank track time. So yeah, let me know if you have any more questions or anything like that. As Bobo Jones saying, arrivederci. Later, guys. Ride safe.